Our inner demons, actually not even just artists or creative, everyone, all of our inner demons is never external. Of course there's trauma, of course there's circumstances, of course life is hard and not fair, like I talked about in the beginning. At the same time, most of our battles is our battles against ourselves. Most of our battles are it's our inner demons, our inner criticism. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist and everyone's favorite yapper, according to myself. Welcome to my detailed psychological analysis of Bocchi the Rock episode 8. Athathanation 0, Vinny, Greg Boak, Foxglow Gaming, Crisco94, Jen DeGray, Wei Xiang, and Project Norway are the sponsor tier highlights of today's video. Appreciate your support. Shout out to the best patron and growing YouTube memberships. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. We're starting with the stormy rain because as I talked about in episode 7, Hitori is the reverse oracle. Whatever she says, the opposite happens. She's like, oh, everything will be fine. Boom, historical rain, downpour. All right, so we'll see how this concert goes. Reverse oracle. Oh. Oh.
みんな客の入り見て心折れなきゃいいですけど練習頑張ったのにかわいそうですね。バンド続けてくならこんな理不尽たくさんあるんだから。どんな状況でも乗り越えられるようにならないと。
So we see Nichika's sister, the manager, has her almost like face palming. Her face is on the counter, right? We can't really see her facial expression, but we do hear that her voice is lower. She sounds a little bit more down. It could be the typhoon impacting the customers. Obviously, the restaurant slash Starry Club is not going to be making as much profit. That could be a reason. But second, I think she is feeling down and sad for her little sister and the band. Right? As many people talked about, and even the show itself revealed, Nichita's sister is like the opposite. She's hard on the outside, very seemingly aloof and cold, very analytical, very straightforward. But in the inside, she has heart of gold. She's very warm. Why? Because Nichita is just like that, and she is also like that, right? And one thing I do want to double click on, and she did say that real bands get screwed over by real life all the time. They need to learn to manage real life situations. There's a lot of truth there, because one thing that people often forget is no one ever guaranteed and promised that life is fair. A very famous philosopher who's known for nihilism, Friedrich Nietzsche, right here, he said that when everyone is born into this world, we signed a contract. And on the contract, there's only 2 clauses on that contract, this contract of life. Only 2 things in life are guaranteed, according to Friedrich Nietzsche. First thing is life is not fair. Or, in other words, there will be suffering in life. And the second thing is everyone is going to die. Full stop. No one ever promised us that life is going to be fair. And yes, life is full of racism, otherism, discrimination, injustice, social inequality, and so on and so forth. Life has never been fair, and life will never be fair. At the same time, all we can do is all we can do. Rely on one another, trying our best, control our efforts without being attached to the outcome. So when we go to sleep each night, we can pat ourselves in the shoulder, saying that, hey, maybe today wasn't perfect. Yes, perfection is a lie. And today or tomorrow will never be perfect. But at least we tried. At least we are proud of the effort we put in.
半分以下になっちゃいましたね、お客さん。しょうがないよ。切り替えていこう。
See, Nichika's optimism without dismissing the harsh realities is amazing. That's why Nichika is not a toxic positivity the opposite. She validates. She holds space. She pays attention. She listens. She's very attuned to what is going on without losing her optimism. It reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. The quote goes like something like this. Pessimists or slash realists are often right. However, optimists are the ones who change the world. So in that sense, Nichika is an optimist by every definition. It's beautiful to see. And based on how this show's setup is, right? Remember, we talked about this entire show is about Hitori going through a cocoon phase, going from a caterpillar to a cocoon and breaking out of her shell to become a beautiful blossoming butterfly, because butterflies represents hope, transformation, and renewal. And obviously, eight episodes in, we have seen her tremendous transformation, tremendous progress. I think there's going to be unexpected twist and happy ending in this episode. That's my prediction. Did Ryo fall asleep? Yeah. Yosh. Aww. Oh, people are showing up? Aww. She's drunk. The unknown stranger who got shit-faced, right? And really empowered Hitori to do the street performance for the first time. I think this is the foreshadowing of the plot twist. What if she brought all her band members and brought a lot of people with her? Maybe not. But the key point though, she's so hammered, she's so drunk that she's immune to this pouring rain. I'm dead. You know, when you're drunk, everything's just more fun, right? Oh. More people. The street concert, they came. Oh. Wow. Hitori ascended, and her soul's usually like escaping her out of her social anxiety. But this time, as we know, because of her social anxiety, when she does receive praises, public praises, and affirmations, she melts, right? She doesn't know what to do with herself because she never receives affirmations and external validations and praises and affirmations by other people, which is the opposite and a powerful cure to social anxiety. And individuals that struggle with social anxiety, this phobia of social interaction, this invisible struggle that I talk about, they're extremely allergic to social praises because they're never used to it. And in a sense, hyperallergy could almost put you in this like hypomanic state. Hypomania, definition right here. Hypomania means you feel this burst of energy. You can stay up all night for like a few days, because full mania, like full manic episode, clinically is 7 days, and hypomania is about 3 to 4 days, but it's a spectrum, of course. So she literally ascended, right? And she had this power up, like Saiyan mode, like Dragon Ball Z. Just literally, my fans, thank you, congrats. Even Hitori's imaginary friends, the potato guitar, and the other imaginary friend that she has that helps out with the definitions throughout the show. Congrats. But the plot twist, right? The happy ending that I'm talking about, hopefully it's happening more and more, and hopefully it's coming to fruition. I'm dead. Oh boy, jeez.
ここはライブの様子を配信して初めから無観客ライブだったということにしないしないそんなの今から誰も見ないし何人かはもう来てくれてるんだから大丈夫です
Hitori's back in her box mode.
映像を待っててくれる人がいるんだからそれ絶対やめてちょっと進化してるし
She's evolved. That's not bad.
ねえ1番目の結束バンドって知ってる知らない興味ない見たくなったりね
Oh, the good thing about this strain is no one is gonna leave. Because usually, you know, for like opening bands, before the main events or headliners, people will go somewhere else, right? Maybe pre-game, eat some food, and so on. But because this pouring downpour typhoon and this downpour rain, they're stuck. So whoever is here, even if they don't know about the Kesoku bands and this no-namer, whatever seeming like a waste of time, they cannot go anywhere. And remember, guys, another through line, another key theme of this show is a powerful attraction and the gravity of music. When the music is so powerful, so resonating, so good, people will inevitably, you know, leave their phones and pay attention and shift their attention back into the performance, especially in this enclosed space, like a concert venue, like this underground club. When music is so powerful, you can't help but to be attracted. So I'm sure that's gonna happen.
結成したばっかでまだ知られてないからね落ち込まないでそうですよね気にしない気にしないよーしそろそろ出番だね
Let's go.
みんなライブ頑張るぞ
頑張そうfighting 加油 Oh, so cool with the
はじめ
stage
ま
light.
して傑作バンドです本日はお足元の悪い中お越しいただき誠にありがとうございます
Also, Kita, she's really stepped up and stepped into her role of a guitarist and the singer. So not just Hitori. This show is spotlighting the progression and the evolution and the beautiful transformation into all different butterflies with different hair colors of every single side characters or even every single character, period. Amazing, amazing. Because remember, guys, society is comprised of people. And people is individuals just like you and me. So if all of us individually, we are growing, as a society, as a collective, we are all growing together.
北ちゃんロックバンドなのに礼儀正しすぎ
Ah,
かぶりたいっていうか今すぐこの場から消え去りたいじゃあ早速1曲目いきます聞い
let's
て
go.
ください私たちのオリジナル曲でギターと孤独と青い星
Sorry for muting. As always, the copyrights is relentless. But, you know, enjoy my head bobbing.
なんかみちかちゃんさっきからドラム
Uh-oh.
もたついてるな
No.
リハでできてたのにずっとミスってるし
Oh, no.
みちかちゃんと息が合ってない
Oh, no. Also, just the fact that Hitori's having her inner monologue and she's able to analyze and even critique the out of syncness and the performance and this lack of cohesion within the band performance, that in itself suggests and highlights Hitori's tremendous progress. Because remember, her hallmark of social anxiety is what? She gets so far disconnected from the reality back into her own mind because of social anxiety. And when she's so far removed, so far disconnected, she has no idea what is going on. But in this case, what is she doing? She's so in tune, pun intended. She's so in sync, pun intended, with herself, with her reality. Not her reality, with the objective reality of what is going on, the actual performance and the concert in itself, that she's able to analyze. She's able to make inner commentary about how the band is not performing well, how they're being suboptimal with their performance. What does that mean? You guys get it. She is, again, showing another tremendous signs of progress, significant evolution, that she's more in tune. She's more comfortable with being uncomfortable. She's here. She's in the here. She's in the now. She's not disconnected. She's not running away. She's not retreating or retracting back into her inner fantasy la la lands. Amazing. That sign of progress and bravery. And I'm sure Hitori will finally step up. Because remember, another foreshadowing that she said in the beginning, she's like, Nichika is always cheering me on every single time when I'm feeling down. She's putting in so much effort to cheer me up, to glue this band together. Because remember, she's like the golden retriever, right? So I think this time she's finally gonna take ownership of her role as a integral band member. And I think she is going to shine and become that glue, become that bridge. I think she's going to uplift and help motivate everyone and bring everyone up. Maybe hopefully by like a solo guitar session to really let that energy and that team chemistry and that cohesion really shine and ripple and be contagious. And everyone else in turn is going to step up because they're like, if Hitori, if Bocchi-chan, which means loneliness, thanks for whoever pointed that out. If Bocchi-chan can do it, so can we. One for all for one. Let's go. You got it. Oh no. Oh yeah, there's so much more down. Come on, Hitori. No. Hitori, what are you doing? Please, Hitori. No. That's it? No. Oh. They bombed.
やっぱ全然パッとしないわ。早く来るんじゃなかったね。北ちゃん、次の曲紹介しないと。はい。次も私たちのオリジナル曲で、つい先日できたばかりの曲なんですが。演奏も曲もまだまだだ。
Remember, every artist, every musician, every creator, or every creative and creator, the only demons they need to battle is not in the outside. They're not external. Our inner demons, actually not even just artists or creative, everyone, all of our inner demons is never external. Of course there's trauma. Of course there's circumstances. Of course life is hard and not fair, like I talked about in the beginning. At the same time, most of our battles is our battles against ourselves. Most of our battles are it's our inner demons, our inner criticism. And of course, performance fright is real. Stage fright is very real. I think Hitori's, hopefully, because so far I've been wrong. My prediction has not been happening whatsoever. But hopefully, Hitori can tap into the flow state, which she tapped into in previous episode, which attracted the two fans from the street performance to buy the tickets using their allowance and surviving and enduring this typhoon, this crazy downpour rain to come here. Hopefully, she steps it up for the group. Let's go. I believe in you guys. She's going for it. She's going to step it up. Guitar Hero, let's go. Guitar Hero. They're like, wow. Wow, what the, wow, she's shredding. Yo, she's shredding, dude. Damn, Hitori. Aww. See, the fans are smiling. Oh, the fans lifted their heads from their phones. Let's go, Hitori. Let's go, Bocchi-chan. Let's go, Kesoku. Zip tie. Zip tie all their attentions back from their phones to your performance. Zip tie their asses. Let's go. Yeah. See, it's contagious. Oh, see? So much better. The energy is different. Yeah, everything's different. Chemistry's different. Aww. Even Nichika's sister, her gesture changed. Remember, she was emotionless. Because she knew they're not performing well at all. And I'm sure in her mind, she's like, maybe this is our final chance. They bombed it yet again. Maybe they're not going to make it in this cutthroat world of music and artists. But then now we see her body language. Her arm was propped up and she's smiling. And of course, the drunk friends who came, she was smiling before and even after because she's drunk. I'm sure she's in her drunk little world, right? But even the body language of the manager changed, which is a sign of approval. Amazing. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, where's the claps, bro? Come on. She killed it. Wow. Oh. Aww. Yeah. Rain stopped. Oh, please, more people show up. Let's go. Oh, it's over? Okay, okay, good job.
ライブよく頑張った。
Dang! Oh yeah, they're underage. It's on my tab. Drink up. Every shot's every drink's on me. Oh, we don't drink, but we'll enjoy the food. So all the drinks are literally for her, the sister, and the drunk friends. I am dead.
誰よりもベースを愛する天才ベーシスト平井きくりです。一瞬で矛盾したんですけど、私よくライブ行ってました。
Oh?
ライブ最高です。ごめん、
Jeez.
顔面踏んでもらったのもよ。
I treasure you stepping on my face. I thought Nichika was at first shivering because she was envious. And she's like, oh, I wish I can be stepped on by Ryo because she has this, I don't know if it's romantic or some sort of a fanatic interest with Ryo senpai because she's just so cool. She's like, oh, there's so much about rock, so much about this world. So good.
多分理解しなくても大丈夫だね。ライブ最後は大盛り上がりでよかったね。
I forgot they're high schoolers.
観客10人くらいでしたけど、でもその人たちは全員満足してくれたじ
Yeah.
ゃん。ですかね。まあ続けてればどんどんファン増えてくよ。
Yes.
次のライブでも頑張れよ。ちゃんとノルマ代は払ってな。最後のセリフさえなければ感動した。ぼっちちゃんも今日はすごい頑張った。で、真っ白に燃え尽きてる。ぼっちちゃん、灰にならないで。僕はもう疲れたよ。おめでとう。おめでとう。それ違うやつ。ほら、料理好きなの頼んで。
So Hitori is absolutely zapped and absolutely drained. Because for her to muster up that amount of courage, strength, her adrenaline and dopamine must have been off the roof. So her adrenaline, which caused her dopamine spike, both of them peaked when she was leading after she stepped up and really ignited the chemistry, pun intended, and the cohesion and everyone's energies and vibe. And afterwards, after the peak comes the crash. Especially again, she at the end of the day struggled with social anxiety. So all that is crashing. So that's why she's so drained. That's why she's saying, I've grown so tired.
それってさ、何が楽しいの？楽しい気持ちのお裾分けっていうか。
Aww.
いいぞ。
Her aura.
お姉ちゃんのひねくれ体質を浄化しちゃえ。ひねくれ？店長さん。
Yo, so I guess it's not only Hitori gets blinded and melts away at Kita aura or Kit aura, but even the sister is literally dissipating. Like Kita aura, oh my gosh, that optimism, oh, it's blinding. Every friends group need a friends like Kita, but also just the entire group. Yo, Hitori, Nichika, and Kita. 4 amazing personalities, 4 very distinct personalities. Nonetheless, they're so wholesome, so beautiful, so compassionate and genuine and authentic. Every single one of them. Beautiful.
じゃあ私、アボカドとクリームチーズのピンチョス。
So healthy.
あと、スパニッシュオムレツのオランデー。 また意味不明なおしゃれそうな
Trendy gibberish.
北さんってスタパとか普通に入れちゃう。
Wait, did they just call Starbucks Starpucks? I'm dead. Short booty booty pero papi popepo pero popo papesina. What the heck? Trendy gibberish.
今日の私は違うんだ。私も何かおしゃれなチョイスを。ぼっちちゃん。うん、
Did she make that up?
マチュピチュマチュピチュってどこだ
Wait, Machu Picchu? Yo, isn't that the place in Peru? Oh my gosh, dude. Machu Picchu, I'm dead.
フライドポテトですどんな読み間違いだよ私は首都君いくつ初めて来たけど居酒屋って少し楽しいかも
Another major milestone, another major meaningful first time. She's first time at izakaya. First time her being there, yes, going there, but also first time being there with her bands, and another first time with a group of people. Right here in this scene alone, she just unlocked and tapped into and leveled up into 3 major milestones and 3 major first times. Amazing.
大人になってお酒飲めるようになったら
Aww.
もっと楽しいのかな
最近嫁の服の趣味が突然変わってさ
Hmm?
スマホも毎日毎日仕事で
Whoa,
当然ってこと
okay.
はないだろうサビちゃん続きで休みの日も接待ゴルフ
Ah, that's true. Oh. Oh.
かよおいたまに駅のホーム見てると飛び込みそうになってる自分がいるんだ
Oh,
まあ
jeez.
飲めすんません
人生とはどこまでも違う高校在学中にデビューできなかったら私も一旦は就職しなきゃいけないんだよね
Oh, jeez.
営業売上は後藤さんが最下位でした
また後藤さん部長も意地悪よね後藤さん辞めさせたいからってわざ
Oh, jeez.
と買ってください年代物で
Can you imagine Hitori doing sales? That is literally like Dante's Inferno, another famous book, right? Hitori doing sales is like the 10th level of hell. That's literally the worst possible thing for Hitori. Can you imagine? No, she's not just an introvert. She's not just shy. She struggled with social anxiety. And you have to do cold calling, cold sales. Dude, even extroverts struggle with salesmanship, doing cold sales. Wow. But one quick pause is, again, this show is so unexpected. Right after going from their celebration, me literally just talking about 3 major milestones and 3 major meaningful firsts for Hitori. You switch over to another, I guess, reality of izakaya, right? People drink. Especially, we know that Japan and Korea, this is dark, but very necessary. Japan and Korea, among some of the most first world and developed countries, have one of the highest. Korea is number 1 right now. It breaks my heart because I'm a Korean American. But Japan used to be number 1 with employment-related suicide and suicide among young adults. So now Korea is number 1 and Japan's number 2. Or Japan's up there, right? So that's why one of the corporate professional, he's like, maybe my wife's cheating on me. What am I doing all this for? Unpaid overtime. During her downtime, she has to golf with her clients, which comes to the territory of, I guess, corporate world and salesmanship and business interactions. And like, especially in Korea, China, and Japan, it is very common. And when he does have time off, he's too ashamed and guilty to face his wife. So he goes venting with his friend instead. And even he said it in passing, every time I'm in a train station, I think about jumping off and killing myself. That's why if you guys been to Japan, and we've seen this in anime and shows and movies, in Japan, every train station, they have attendants, monitoring, and they have those automatic gates and doors, right? Closing the train station. They don't have that in the United States, but they do have it in Korea and Japan. Why? Because of how people jumping in front of a railroad and trying to kill themselves with train. It is very dark. So that is a reality of so many Japanese men, Japanese people, and Korean people struggle with day to day. And that's what that obviously led to Hitori unexpectedly. But I feel called to share that awareness. And to Hitori, he's like, oh my gosh, if I don't make it, if I don't debut in high school as a rock band, she has to face this traditional, conventional path of career seeking, corporate world, and so on. So one thing I do want to highlight before resuming is this. Yes, there are many artists, creatives are struggling, right? Struggling artist is literally a saying, but at the same time, isn't it so much better to do what you love, what you're passionate about, so that work doesn't always feel like work? So you don't get that Sunday blues. You're not always dragging your feet comes around Sundays because you have to go into work on Monday. That's how I feel about my career, not job. Career and calling as a psychotherapist. I love my clinical practice. Of course, it's tiresome. You guys can see in some of my videos, I have like dark circles because I record this first thing in the early in the morning, and I go into my clinic for full time and full day. And I have zero interest making YouTube my full-time job, even though it's doing really well, to replace my job and my calling and my career as a psychotherapist. No, I love my career as a psychotherapist. It took me 2 career pivots, not job transitions, to pivoting from careers in the last 14 years since I graduated from college to find what I absolutely love. And I'm very good at it. And I love it. I'm passionate about it. And I do this YouTube channel thing as an additional vehicle, additional avenue for education through entertainment, or my attempt at education, right? So that's what Hitori's saying that, right? Maybe I might struggle. Maybe I might not have a stable income, but at least I will love what I do. Of course, that's very black and white, and truth is in the middle. I'm very nuanced as a thinker. So of course, survival matters. Maslow's hierarchy, right? Bottom is necessity. Roof over our head, paying our bills. Poverty is obviously is also very, very detrimental mentally, physically, emotionally. So it's not one or the other. But again, if we had an option, I think it's better to make a little bit less as long as you have your basic needs met and still feel alive at your job, at your career, versus dragging your feet and contemplating about suicide, which is the harsh and cruel reality for so many people in Japan and Korea especially. Game of life.
またいつもの発作か。やっぱりこれいつものことなんだ。早くギターで食べられるようにならないと。怖いんだよな、ぼっちちゃんのこの顔。
What's a NEET? If I can't make money with my guitar, I'll end up a NEET. N-E-E-T. What is that?
そうですか。結構味があると思いますけど。マジかよ。
Aww.
紙やすりちょうだい。
They're bringing her back to life. They're bringing Hitori back to life by using sandpaper. They're grinding sandpaper against her skin. What kind of a ritual is this, yo? Her voice changed too.
今日のライブ、ギター始めて3ヶ月かそこらでよく頑張った。
Yeah.
行くよって誰だっけ？誰のことかな？お前の名前だろ。ああ、北ちゃんか。
Wow.
だってダジャレみたいでしょ？北。
Kita.
ほら、ギターで食えないとニートとかブツブツ言ってたじゃん。取り乱してすみません。いや、謝ることないけど。
Oh, that drunk person is so caring.
ま、気楽に楽しく活動しなよ。
Aww.
漠然と成功することばかり考えてると辛くなっちゃいますもんね。そうそう。夢を叶えていくプロセスを楽しんでいくのが大事だからな。っていうか、先輩はどうしてバンド急に辞めちゃったんですか？店長さん、バンドしてたんですか？
Oh, she was probably amazing.
そうだよ、すごい人気だったんだから。じゃあ、なんで飽きたんだよ、バンド。ならライブハウスの店長してるの矛盾してるじゃん。その話、にじこちゃん一言。あれ？そういえばにじこちゃんなかなか戻ってこないの。すみません、ちょっとトイレ。
Right there, another tremendous progress for Hitori. Again, Hitori goes from disconnected and often worried about herself because of her severe social anxiety to now, again, she's tuned in, connected to the objective reality, and she realized Nichika has been gone for a while. So she excuses herself from the bathroom to check in on Nichika. Do you see her transformation? Hitori is going from surviving excessively because she's drowning all the time socially to now she actually not rescued, but she lent her hands and she lifted the band out of their drowningness from the performance at the concerts to now she's checking in and looking out for other people. Beautiful, beautiful progress. Aw, she's outside.
西香ちゃん。ああ、ぼちちゃん。どうかしたんですか？ああ、いや、ちょっと涼んでただけ。最近はもう夜は涼しいですね。そうだね。ああ、気づいたらもうすぐ夏休みも終わりか。
Aw.
何も聞こえない。何も知らない。夏休みは終わらない。私は学生。ぼちちゃん、現実を見て。すみません。ねえ、さ、今日の演奏を見て気づいたんだけど、ぼっちちゃんがギターヒーローなんでしょ？キレのあるストロークを聞いたら分かったよ。そういえ
Wow.
ばギターも一緒だし。ごまかすのは無理か。
Wow.
そうです。でもわざと隠してたんじゃなくて、今の私なんてまだ全然ヒーローなんかじゃないし、この性格を直してから話したかったんです。
Until I fixed the way I am, I'm going to say this loud and clear one time. Put on your seatbelts. Make sure you guys listen up, please. I tell this to all my clients. There's nothing to be fixed. We or you do not need fixing. We are not broken computers. We are not broken records. We are not broken cars. We are not mechanical parts that need fixing. Only things requires to be fixed. We are not things. We are beings. We are humans. We are alive. What we can do instead is reconditioning, working on ourselves, seeking healing, seeking support. But we do not need to be fixing because we are not broken. Yes, we might be having dysfunctional or unhealthy or maladaptive patterns, habits, behaviors, thought patterns. Our way of thinking can be improved and even optimized. But we do not need fixing because we are not broken. We are not things. Full stop.
私としてショックですか？むしろぼっちちゃんでよかったと思った。
Yeah.
さ、私本当の夢があるって前に言ったよね。はい。私小さい頃に母親が亡くなって、父親はいつも家にいないし、お姉ちゃんだけが家族だったんだ。お姉ちゃんがバンド始めてからは寂しがる私をライブハウスに連れてってくれるようになったの。
Aww.
バンドを辞めてライブハウスを始めて、お
Wow.
姉ちゃんが私のために作ってくれた場所なんだよ。
Oh,
お姉ちゃん
amazing.
は絶対そんなこと言わないけどね。だから私
Oh,
の本当の
so
夢はね、
heartwarming. Aww. Oh.
私の夢って無謀なんじゃないかって思う時もあって、今日だってみんな自信なくしちゃったし。
The weight of success, the
でも
pressure. Someone came along. Someone stepped up. Oh.
今日のぼっちちゃん、私には本当に
Oh, goosebumps.
りょうは今度こそこのバンドで自分たちの音楽をやること。
Hmm.
そういえば ぼっちちゃんが今何のためにバンドしてるか結局聞いてなかったよね。
To make it on stage,
私は
to feel belonged, find community.
ギタリストとしてみんなの大切な結束バンドを
Oh,
したいです。
oh. Of course.
でも託された。あー、ぼっちちゃんの
Yeah, that'll be amazing, dude.
確信したんだ。
They have the
ぼっちちゃんが
potential.
いたら夢を叶えられるって。
Yes,
だからこれからもたくさん見せてね。
yes.
ぼっちちゃんのロック。
Bocchi-chan's Rock. Rock. Bocchi the Rock. Title of the show. Yes. Bocchi the Rock. Hi. Oh my gosh, dude. Let's fucking go. Oh, sorry for my French, but I could say that because I'm French Korean American. Yeah, I don't really want to add too much. One last comment I'll make is we find out that Nichika's sister quit the band, which was very popular and doing really well, is to make her little sister's dream come to fruition by starting an underground club. And for her to starting a club slash restaurant by herself independently, A, that's entrepreneurship. B, she must have been doing really well at her bands. And she never says it, right? She never told people why she quit her bands, even though it was doing really well. Because like I said throughout, she's hard in the exterior, hard in the outside, seemingly uncaring, straightforward, aloof even. But in the inside, she has a heart of gold. She's very warm in the inside. So she quit her bands, not because she doesn't like music, not because she got tired of bands, because that doesn't make sense, right? Like the drunk friend said, if you got tired of bands, why would you start at a club that hosts performance and bands all the time? It's rather she chose her family. She chose her little sister because they became orphans, that dad was never home, and their mom died early on. She picked up the weight of success. She picked up the baton of hope and family responsibilities for her little sister. So she started the Starry Club. The Starry Club represents the stars, the sky, the future, the hopes, the possibilities for her little sister. Because her little sister, Nichika, only felt alive when she was going to bands, performances, and clubs, following the footsteps of her older sister. And now, Bocchi the Rock, she will become the integral and inseparable parts that springboards and propels Kesoku bands to become that bands, and I'm sure will uplift and make Star Club famous. Because any famous bands or famous artists, they make it out from their genesis, their starting point. That starting point also gets uplifted and becomes popularized as a result. That is Nichika's dream. And as we all know, and I'm sure, Guitar Hero / Bocchi the Rock will make that happen, along with the hard work and the support of every single person in the group. Yo, Hitori, aka Bocchi the Rock, Nichika, right? And Kita. Beautiful, beautiful episode. This is my favorite episode to the series so far, obviously for obvious reasons. Anyway, enough said. If you enjoy my detailed analysis always, smash a thumbs up. And are you subscribed? Because if you're not subscribed, you will miss out on my next video and my next series. As always, appreciate you for tuning in. Before you head out, what's one thing you're taking away from my video today? Did you learn anything new? And if you have any other further questions, I'll be sure to follow up and share more resources or responses with you all. As always, shout out to the best patron family and growing YouTube members. I appreciate you guys. Seriously, it means the world. Until next time. Peace.